feet and knocks it down. Nice little shot from Andrew Starkey, who's averaging 15 points a ball game this season. Knocks down his first bucket, and Fredricktown leads it 6-5. Boyer at the other end tries another three. That one too short. Fredricktown the rebound. Andrew Starkey leading the break right now for the Black Cats. Top of the key, pulls up off to Nate Miller. Three ball on the way from the right side. He got it to go. Nate Miller from downtown. A timeout by St. Genis. Fredricktown leads it 9-5 in the early going with 2:51 to play in the first. 30-second timeout on the floor. We'll keep it right here. These timeouts, as always, brought to you by Patsy's Furniture. Love the shop at Patsy's on St. Joe Drive in Park Hills. Black Cats leading in the early going of this one, 9-5. Nate Miller has got 7 early points here in the first quarter as St. Gen takes an early timeout to try to slow some things down. Haven't been able to get anything going offensively. Fredricktown has really turned up the pressure on both sides. Head coach Joby Sykes for the Black Cats saying before the game to me in our pregame interview that he really wanted them to rebound the ball better. That's one thing that they did not do well of in the first game. Rebound the ball better, execute better, and so far they're doing both of those things very well. So 2:50 to play out of the Patsy's Furniture timeout in the first quarter. 9-5, Black Cats on top by 4. Dragons trying to answer. Gonna pass inside to Boyer into the high post. Kick it back out to Morgenthaler. 17-foot jump shot off the front iron, no good. And rebounded by Andrew Starkey. Now Starkey will bring it up for the Black Cats on the right side across the timeline. Doesn't use the screen, drives right baseline, puts up a little floater. Couldn't get it to go. Good box out by Morgenthaler for the Dragons. He'll outlet it to Trollinger across the timeline. Trollinger tapped the key, being guarded by Nate Miller. Trollinger looking down low left baseline, passes it over to Morgenthaler in the deep left corner. Reverse it back to Trollinger near half court on the right side. It goes to Nash into the corner. Morgenthaler got left open, lets it fly, knocks it down. Morgenthaler off the bench knocks down his first triple of the ball game and gets the Dragons back within 1, 9-8 with 2 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Fredricktown with the lead and the ball. On the right side it goes to Buford. Buford will reverse it over to Matt Starkey. Right side to Nate Miller. Tries another three. That one a little deep, but he felt it. Offensive rebound for the Black Cats. Andrew Starkey tries a triple. That one too deep. Out of bounds. Last touched by the Dragons. Going to stay with Fredricktown underneath the basket. Fredricktown playing with a little bit of juice here in the early going. They lead it by 1. They'll have the ball out underneath their own basket right here. Andrew Starkey inbound to Matthew Starkey, top of the key. Pass off to Andrew. Thought about taking the three. Now drives in middle of the lane. Kick it out to Buford. Top of the key goes to Matthew. He'll try a triple. That one goes. Matthew Starkey from downtown knocks it down. 12-8. Black Cats on top by 4. Dragons back with it on the offensive side of the ball. Right wing it goes to Morgenthaler. Another triple and back-to-back for Blake Morgenthaler. Morgenthaler keeping the Dragons in the game right now, 12-11, excuse me. Fredricktown on top by 1 with 1:13 to play in the first quarter. Top of the key for Andrew Starkey. Kick it back out to Nate Miller between the circles. Miller looking around now on the right side. He'll take a couple of dribbles. 1:05 to play in the first. Turns around, top of the key. Good defense by the Dragons here. Could be close to a 5-second call. Finally gets a pass off to Buford down low. Backs down Trollinger. Good little move. And he gets it to go with the right hand. Buford finds his first 2 points of the ball game, and now 4 different Black Cats have scored in the first quarter. They lead it by 3, 14-11. Boyer on the left wing, fakes a 3, drives in. Over to Nash, down low, Fleeg on the right block. Backing out his defender, kicks it back out, Morgenthaler. Another 3 ball, give it to him again! Morgenthaler, 3 triples in the first quarter off the bench, and it's a tie ball game at 14. 27 seconds to play in the first quarter. Andrew Starkey across the timeline, good defense, but then got a little too much into the grill was Anthony Nash. And Nash going to be tagged with his first foul. Mentioned a very clean game so far on the defensive side of the ball for both teams. That is just the second foul of the game. There's 23 seconds to play in the first quarter. First foul on Anthony Nash. Fredricktown will keep it. Inbound Nate Miller in the backcourt. He'll come across the timeline with 20 seconds to play in the first. Miller drives into the perimeter. Pulls it back out between the circles to Andrew Starkey with 12 seconds. Starkey asking for a screen, drives to the right side. 3 ball with 8 seconds on the way. That one off the mark, no good. Rebounded by the Dragons with 5 seconds. Trollinger, quick pass all the way up the court to Fleeg. Threw it back to Boyer. Saves it from going out of bounds. The buzzer goes off, and that'll be the end of the first quarter. What a first quarter that was. Tied up at 14. Very fast pace. Not too many stoppages in play. And it was a pretty fun one. We're going to keep it right here and thank a few of our sponsors as teams get ready for the second quarter. I'd like to thank Applebee's in Farmington, CNC Suppliers also in Farmington, Coles Tractor and Equipment in Farmington, Country and Festus Cozine Memorial Chapel in Farmington, Fleets Equipment in St. John and Leadington, Gateway Region YMCA in St. Louis, Gilster Mary Lee, Home Pools and Spas in Leadington. Appreciate all of those sponsors for making our broadcast possible. So the first quarter ends with a score of 14-14. We told you, all right, I was going to tell you, at least in our pregame interviews, that obviously coaches, they don't care what the score was in the regular season. St. John won this game in the regular season 72-42, a 30-point victory. But it's tied after the first quarter right now, 14-14, and the Black Cats really came out with the upper hand. And if it weren't for Blake Morgenthaler, it would be an even bigger lead for the Black Cats. But Morgenthaler, 3 triples in that first quarter, keeping St. John in the game in the first quarter. So tied up at 14 after 1. Very quick pace and not too many stoppages in play. That's exactly what you want to see. So we got 8 minutes on the clock as we're ready for the second quarter of action. Fredricktown going from left to right on your listening device. Black Cats start out with the ball here in the second quarter. Matthew Starkey on the left wing. Pass off to Nate Miller. Miller will dribble in. He'll go into the middle of the lane. Jump stop down low to Donahue. Lost the handle. Goes back up with it. He missed it and rebounded by the Dragons. Trollinger will bring it up across the timeline in the middle of the lane. Good pass off and bucked away, and a foul is called as he found Landon Rose, the senior, on the left block. Rose is going to be going to the line for a couple of freebies. Great pass from Logan Trollinger. Has some really, really good vision down there on the court. He averages 4 assists a ball game. Foul called on Fredricktown. First free throw on the way. That one in and out, no good from Landon Rose. That's one thing Rose struggles with. It's only 6 for 17 so far this season. So it was Sykes who picked up that foul on Fredricktown. Sykes checks in for the first time. Banks in the second free throw was Landon Rose. So St. John takes a 1-point lead here in the second quarter, 15-14. Some full court pressure here, 2-1-2, make that 2-2-1 zone press. Fredricktown breaks it easily. Andrew Starkey, cross-court pass to Sykes, shot fake, another shot fake, goes up, got hammered, and he's going to be at the line now. The 6th man for the Black Cats going to be going the line for 2 shots. That foul called on Landon Rose, so that'll be his first. So after such a quick first quarter, it's already slowed down a little bit here in the second, but still some points going up on the board. Lane Sykes going to be at the line, 9 for 18 so far, and can't connect on the first free throw. 7:19 to play here in the first half. Heck of a first quarter from Blake Morgenthaler. Knocked down 3 triples in that first quarter just to keep St. John in the game, and they lead it by 1 now. Check that, tied at 15 as Sykes knocks down the second free throw. 7:15 to play in the second quarter. St. John with the ball on the right side it goes. Looking to the high post for Boyer. Good pass down low to Rose, and Rose goes up and finishes it with the right hand. Tell you what, this St. John team, very, very unselfish, and they found a couple of easy buckets in the last 2 possessions. 17-15, they lead it by 2. Fredricktown back with the ball. Matthew Starkey, top of the key. Being guarded by Aiden Boyer. Almost stolen away by Trollinger. Good pass to the left corner for Andrew Starkey. Shot fake, and he traveled with it. We're going the other way. Shuffled his feet. Bring in another one of their new players in O'Brien. So Thomas O'Brien into the game for the Dragons. Here in the second quarter, he's got the ball in the left wing right here. Trollinger top the key with it for the Dragons. Tried to throw over the top to O'Brien. He goes in the middle of the lane, puts up a shot. Can't get it to fall from the left side of the lane. Rebounded by Fredricktown with 6:31 to play here in the second quarter. 17-15. Andrew Starkey lost it on the way up. Goes out of bounds. I'm going to say it was last touched by the Dragons. It's going to stay with Fredricktown underneath the basket. Rudy Fleeg and Anthony Nash check in for the Dragons for Trollinger and Boyer. Andrew Starkey will take it out for Fredricktown on the right block underneath the basket. Throw it into Matthew Starkey. He's going to let it go into the backcourt as he kind of threw it over his head. So he'll go back and get it. 17-15, Dragons up by 2. Black Cats with the ball with 6:20 to play here in the second quarter. Joby Sykes calling out the play for the Black Cats. Andrew Starkey being hounded by some defense. It's a 2-3 zone look defensively here for the Dragons. Down low, Nate Miller. He lost the handle. It's stolen away by St. John. Nash comes up with it across the timeline on the left wing. In the middle of the lane, it goes to Boyer. Down low, Fleeg wide open. Goes up, lays it in. Good pass from the high post to the low post. Rudy Fleeg has got 4 points. It's 19-15, and Fredricktown is going to take their first time out of the game. 19-15, a 4-point advantage for the Dragons with 5:57 to play here in the first quarter. It was all Fredricktown in the first quarter, the exception of Blake Morgenthaler, who put up 9 points off of 3 triples in that first quarter. But Rudy Flake has got the first 2 points of this second quarter here for St. Jen. Landon Rose also a couple of points here in the second quarter. 19-15 with 5:57 to play here in the second. Timeout taken by Fredricktown, just their first of this ball game so far. On the other side, Nate Miller, he had 7 points in the first quarter, and he has not scored in the second quarter. Well, nobody on the Black Cats team has scored. They had 5 different guys score in that first quarter. 19-15, Dragons on top. Full court pressure still being shown by St. Jen here. It's broken by Fredricktown on the left baseline. Shot coming, and it will go down from that left baseline from Colby Donahue. He was the only player that hadn't scored yet for Fredricktown. He finds his first 2 points right there, makes it 19-17 out of the timeout. O'Brien on the right wing for the Dragons, moves it top of the key to Nash. He'll move it left side for Hunter, looking down low for O'Brien. Good pass down low, poked out of bounds by Fredricktown. And it's going to stay with St. Jen underneath the basket. Checking back in for Fredricktown is Dawson Buford. He will check in for Lane Seitz. So Buford back in. They inbound to Nash, to the Dragons on the left baseline. It goes back to O'Brien. Back to Nash. Thought about taking the 3. Now he'll drive into the basket. Put up a little floater. Can't get it to fall. Rebound fought for is finally grabbed by Fredricktown. Andrew Starkey out front on the right wing. Pulls it back out. Looking towards the top key. Throws it down low to Donahue. Donahue double comes to him, and they're going to call a foul. Came down on the arm. Was O'Brien. O'Brien going to be tagged with his first foul and the 4th team foul for St. Jen. Trollinger and Boyer back into the ball game for the Dragons here. 19-17, Fredricktown down by 2 with 5:13 to play in the first half. They throw it in, top of the key to Matthew Starkey. He'll try a triple. He can't get it to go. Rebound fought for, still loose, finally picked up by St. Jen. Trollinger out in front, trying to get a one-handed pass across the court to Hunter. He does. It works out into a foul call as well, called on Fredricktown. Should have worked out. But St. Jen comes out on the beneficiary side of things as Nate Miller tagged with his first foul, but just the second team foul for Fredricktown. Here's Ricky Hunter for a 3-ball from the corner, rebounded by Trollinger on the miss. Hunter fakes the 3, steps inside the 3-point line, lets it fly, can't get it to go, and picked up by Trollinger again. Skips it over and stolen away by Starkey for Fredricktown. Andrew Starkey will bring it up for the Black Cats. Score remaining 19-17. Crossover by Starkey, drives in to the basket, puts up a little runner, got it to go with the foul. Andrew Starkey, the star sophomore, ties it up at 19. 4 points for Starkey now. He'll have a chance to make it 5. Foul called Rudy Flake. That's going to be his first. And the team's 5th for St. Jen. Starkey at the line, lets it fly in and out, no good. On the bonus attempt after the made shot and the foul. 19-19 with 4:35 to play here in the second quarter. Trollinger, handoff to Anthony Nash on the right wing. Back to Trollinger in the deep right corner. Lets one fly. Can't get it to fall. Rebounded by Nate Miller for Fredricktown. Handoff Andrew Starkey on the left wing. He's looking around. They'll bring it back towards the top of the key. Looking, surveying. Passes off to Buford on the right wing. Buford drives in right baseline. Kicks it out to Donahue. Thought about taking the 3. Now he'll back down his defender and Boyer. A little turnaround jumper is smooth for Colby Donahue. Check that. That was Matthew Starkey. My apologies. But still, a smooth jumper from Matthew Starkey at the other end. Trollinger kick out Nash. Will find Boyer on the right wing. Great transition defense from Fredricktown. Here's Ricky Hunter. He'll try a 3 from deep left, and he knocks it down. I got to see Ricky Hunter absolutely go off against Central's JV squad in the Central Christmas Tournament earlier this season. He had 7 triples in that ball game, and he only missed a couple of them. He hits one right there, and St. Jen leads it by 1, 22-21. Here's a new pass down low for Andrew Starkey. It's poked away by Nash, and the Dragons come away with the steal. Nash kick out Hunter, 15-foot jumper. That one off the mark, no good. Rebounded by Nate Miller, and as he was falling, throws it to a teammate. And Fredricktown will keep it. Andrew Starkey trying to answer with a triple of his own, and he does from downtown. Timeout taken. And Fredricktown back on top. Andrew Starkey knocks down another triple, 24-22. Fredricktown leads it by 2 with 3:13 to play here in the second quarter. Full timeout, and we'll keep it right here and thank a few more of our sponsors. Don't forget, you can listen to all of our broadcasts, and especially, and this is important for our MyMo Info Sports Stream broadcasts, because you can stream all of our broadcasts online at MyMoInfo.com, courtesy of Coles Tractor and Equipment in Farmington, home of the LS Tractors. Lead the herd, don't just follow. Coles Tractor and Equipment, Highway 32 in Farmington. As we take a check of our CNC Suppliers scoreboard, 24-22, Fredricktown, the 4 seed, leading the number 1 St. John Dragons with 3:13 to play here in the second quarter. CNC Suppliers, janitorial and food service for residential and commercial use, located on Flat River Road in Farmington. Let's thank a few more of our sponsors: Lucas Smith and Festus, Mineral Area College in Park Hills, the Missouri Beef Industry Council, New Era Bank, Farmington, Fredricktown, Park Hills, Deloge, and Bonne Terre, Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy in Deloge, Fredricktown, Ironton, Farmington, and Piedmont as well. Timeout there was taken by St. John. It was a full timeout, so they'll still have 3 timeouts left, 2 fulls in 1:30. 24-22, St. John trailing by 2 with 3:09 to play in the second quarter. 2-3 zone look, a matchup zone. It's thrown straight through the teeth of the defense and out of bounds, and a turnover by St. John right out of their own timeouts. That's not exactly what you're looking for if you're head coach Rob Coleman. 3 minutes remaining here in the first half. 24-22, Fredricktown with the ball and the lead by 2. Andrew Starkey across the timeline, looking right side for Matthew Starkey. Matthew throws into the high post for Nate Miller. A jump shot from 15 feet doesn't go. Rebounded by Rudy Fleeg. St. John with the ball in transition. On the tap, the key Trollinger stops, pops, passes it down low to Boyer. Backs down his defender, goes up strong, but a little too strong, and rebounded by Fredricktown. 2.5 to play now in the first half. Starkey gets a screen going to the left side, and they're going to call a moving screen on Colby Donahue. Foul going to be called on Donahue. That is his first and the team's third for Fredricktown with 2:29 to play in the first quarter. Check that second quarter. 24-22 the score. St. John down by 2 with the ball. Trollinger across the timeline. Looking right side, we'll get a screen from Hunter. Thought about taking the 3, throwing it down low for Fleeg. Backs down his defender, puts up the little runner with the right hand, and he got it to go. Fleeg now with 6 points. Coach Coleman said before the game they really want Rudy Fleeg to get going. He's a very talented player, standing at about 6'4", but a very talented post player. Fredricktown at the other end. Matthew Starkey eyes a 3, flies it, can't get it to go. Rebound poked away, and finally picked up by St. John. We're tied up at 24 with under 2 to play in the first half. Down low, Trollinger, a little runner in the lane, no good. Offensive rebound for Boyer, back up and got fouled. And he'll be at the line for 2 shots. Fredricktown tagged with their 14th foul. Now going to be called on Colby Donahue. That is his second. Anthony Nash going to get set to check in for Boyer after these free throws. Boyer, a tremendous quarterback for the football team as well. First free throw, no good. 64%, not a horrible percentage. Could be a little bit better, but Boyer usually knocks him down. Doesn't connect that first time. Trollinger checks out for the time being with 1:51 to play in the first half. Boyer going to try it again on the second attempt. Lets it fly and knocks it down. So Boyer goes 1 of 2 from the stripe that time. He's got 4 points in tonight's contest. The Dragons lead it by 1, 25-24, with 1:46 to play here in the second quarter. Nate Miller at the other end, all the way to the basket. Kicks it out to Andrew Starkey for a 3 ball. That one's off the mark and rebounded by Fleeg, and then fouled in the process by Donahue. And Donahue quickly picks up his 3rd foul. That is big for Fredricktown because they're not terribly deep. So they're going to have to bring in Hunter Hennon. Hunter Hennon, a 6'2 senior, checks in for Colby Donahue, who just picked up his 3rd foul, and that was after Fredricktown really hadn't been fouling whatsoever. That's their 5th team foul. Nash with the ball for the Dragons with a 1-point lead. Over to O'Brien on the right wing. We'll pass it back off top of the key to Boyer. Boyer drives in to the teeth of the defense. Kick out Hunter. 3 ball in the way. In and out, no good. Boyer fighting for the rebound. Out of bounds. And saves it into Morgenthaler. And Morgenthaler puts it up and in. Blake Morgenthaler, 11 points here in the first half for St. John. Andrew Starkey in the middle of the lane. Puts up a little runner. Can't get it to go. Got his own rebound. Back up too short. Rebound poked away. Picked up by Anthony Nash. St. John leading by 3, 27-24, under a minute to play. Morgenthaler reverse it back to Nash out near half court. Top of the key goes to Boyer. Boyer looking right side, throws it to Ricky Hunter. Hunter will reverse it back to Nash. We'll see if St. John decides to just waste the time and take the last shot here in the first half. 42 seconds to play in counting. Nash inside to Boyer, and it's turned over, but turned back over. Still loose on the ground, finally picked up by St. John. Here's Ricky Hunter on the right wing. He'll drive in, throw it down low for Fleeg. A little oop play, and Fleeg lays it up and in. 8 points for Rudy Fleeg. 27 seconds to play in the first half. St. John turning a corner here. 29-24, they lead it by 5. Buford with the ball for Fredricktown between the circles. Looking left side for Nate Miller. Miller holds the ball above his head, now looks inside, dribbles back towards half court with 10 seconds. Miller driving into the middle of the lane, to the basket, got bumped, put up the shot, couldn't get it to fall, and he'll be at the line with 6.6 seconds on the clock. Foul called on St. John is going to be on Ricky Hunter. That's his second. That's going to bring Trollinger back in. So Hunter doesn't pick up a quick third with 6 seconds to play. And Nate Miller going to be at the line here. An 80% free throw shooter. First one on the way, knocks it down. His first points of the second quarter. He had 7 early points in the first quarter. Knocks down a free throw right there. And gets Fredricktown within 4, 29-25. Second one on the way, knocks that one down as well. 9 points now for Nate Miller. 6.6 seconds for the Dragons, up by 3. They get it up to Trollinger, left wing. 3 seconds in the lane. Pass off to Fleeg. Lays it up and in at the buzzer. Rudy Fleeg, 10 first half points, and 8 of them came in the second quarter. Very nice second quarter from the St. Genevieve Dragons. 31-26, the halftime lead for the number 1 seed, St. Genevieve Dragons. Now, we are going to take a break. You guys are not going to hear anything, but it's going to give me some time to compile some stats, and then we'll come back for our Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy halftime show. So if you don't hear anything, don't be alarmed. You're still here, and I'll be back in just a couple of minutes right here on the MyMo Info Sports Stream. Welcome into our Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy halftime show right here on the MyMo Info Sports Stream. The Class 4 District 2 semifinals on the boys' side. Number 1, St. Gen hosting this one, taking on number 4, Fredricktown. A very good first quarter and a very quick first quarter. It was tied at 14 apiece, and St. Gen really shouldn't have been in the game in the first quarter, with the exception of Blake Morgenthaler, who came off the bench. He hit 3 triples to keep St. Gen in the game, was able to tie it up at 14. They move on into the second quarter. St. Gen started to get a little bit of momentum, and Fredricktown, they answered right back. They took the lead again, and then St. Gen, they took a timeout and were able to compile a lead at the half by 5, 31-26. Talking with head coach Rob Coleman before the game, saying he knew this was going to be a completely different Fredricktown team than the one they played earlier this season. They beat them by 30 earlier this season, 72-42, but that was back on January 22nd. There's been a lot of time since then. There's been a lot of practices and a lot of games since then as well. So this is a different Fredricktown team, and this is not a Fredricktown team that is allergic to success. They made it to the district semis last year, where they played a very, very good Kelly Hawks team, and the Black Cats were without Andrew Starkey, who is one of their best players, and they ended up only losing by 6 in that district semifinal game. So they're in the district semis again here. They beat St. Clair there in their quarterfinal and beat them in a good win and move on to the Dragons here. So they were not afraid of the challenge, but Dragons have kind of weathered that challenge a little bit. Haven't played great at times, but have played well enough, and they've surmounted a 5-point lead here at the half. Let's go through some stats real quick for the visiting team on the scoreboard, the Fredricktown Black Cats. All players that have played in the game have scored for them, and we'll go down the line. Andrew Starkey, he's got 7 points. Five of those came in the second quarter. 5 points for Matthew Starkey, 9 points for Nate Miller. He had 7 in the first quarter. 2 points for Colby Donahue, 3 for Lane Sykes, and 2 for Dawson Buford. On the other side, for the number 1 St. Gen Dragons, 3 points for Ricky Hunter, 4 points for Aiden Boyer, 10 for Rudy Fleeg, and 8 of those came in that second quarter. 11 for Blake Morgenthaler, and 3 for Landon Rose. Rob Coleman, the coach for St. Gen, said before the game to me in our pregame interview that we were unable to play, saying that I asked him if there's one player that he wants to see step up in this game, who's it going to be? And he said he wanted to see Rudy Fleeg. They've been challenging Rudy Fleeg both in practice and in the last few games to be more aggressive, both defensively, both offensively. He's a very, very talented player, standing at 6'4". He's got a lot of size, he's got a lot of skill, and he can get the job done down on the low post. And, well, he's got 10 points at the half right now, and they've been supplemented by Blake Morgenthaler's 11 off the bench as well. So 31-26 at the break right now. There's about 3 minutes on the clock here at half. I'm going to take another short break, so we will have a little bit of silence for a while, but when we come back, we'll have the second half of action right here on the MyMo Info Sports Stream. Connor. The winner of this game, I should say, will play the winner of Potosi and Central, and that's a tightly contested one right now as well. 29-28 in favor of Central at the half. You can listen to that one over on J98, but we still got 16 minutes to decide the winner of this one as we start out the third quarter. They switch sides. Dragons going from left to right on your listening devices, and they'll have the ball. Bad pass. Trollinger throws it straight into the hands of the Black Cats. I don't know if that was some miscommunication from Boyer and Trollinger or what, but Fredricktown back with the ball, down by 5. Andrew Starkey behind the back, poked away by Nash, and Nash out in front now. In transition, a little shot fake, a little pause. Is it a travel or a foul? And it is. They call a foul behind on Andrew Starkey. A foul called on Andrew Starkey as Nash was out front, kind of came to a jump stop and made Starkey kind of run into him. So Nash will take it out, try to force a pass into Fleeg. They do. Fleeg goes up, misses it, got his own rebound, back up and in for Rudy Fleeg. He's got 12 points in the first 2 of this second half. 7:26 to play in the third. 33-26. Fredricktown with the ball, down by 7. Andrew Starkey tapped the key behind the back. Hand off Matthew Starkey. He'll let one fly. That one's off the mark, no good. Rebound out of bounds, and it's going to go to St. John. Coach Rob Cohen a little bit happy about the start of this second half rather than the start of the game, as it was Fredricktown really controlling the start of this one, and St. John got back into it. 33-26, Dragons lead it. Trollinger in left wing, tap the key, goes to Nash. Right side to Ricky Hunter, thought about taking the 3, skips it over to Trollinger now on the left side. Trollinger off to Boyer, top of the key. We'll find Trollinger again, drives to the basket, a little floater with the right hand, doesn't go, got his own rebound, and he'll pull it back out near the right wing. Looking down low, great pass over the top for Aiden Boyer, lost the handle, got it back, and now it's poked away and picked up by Andrew Starkey for Fredricktown. Starkey across the timeline, pass off Nate Miller, tap of the key, skips it over right side of the hands of Matthew Starkey. Starkey will find Dawson Buford with it. Buford dribbling to the right, will pull it back to the left side. Thought about throwing it left baseline, picks up his dribble now, looking to pass it off. We'll find Matthew Starkey top of the key, and then a timeout is taken by Fredricktown. 32nd one. We'll keep it right here. 33-26, 6:25 to play in the third quarter. Dragons lead it by 7. Let's thank a few more of our sponsors at this timeout. This Patsy's Furniture timeout, and this is the sponsor that we wanted to thank, Patsy's Furniture in Park Hills Prairie Farms in southeast Missouri, Presbyterian Manor in Farmington, Serenity Hospice, Twin City Toyota and Herculaneum, the UPS store in Festus. We'd also like to thank Two Dribble Basketball in Bonne Terre, American Heritage Abstract in Deloge, Arcadia Valley School District in Ironton, BMW Convenience in Fredricktown, the City of Deloge, Cook Financial in Farmington, Crouch Farley and Hearing in Farmington, and the Fredricktown School District in Fredricktown. Thank all of those sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Don't forget, after the game, we will have our Home Pools and Spas post-game show. 6:24 to play in this third quarter. 33-26 is the score. Dragons lead it. Fredricktown with the ball out of the timeout. Nate Miller picks up his dribble at the free throw line. He'll put up a floater. Couldn't get it to go. Rebound fought for. Boyer finally has it. He'll outlet it to Trollinger. Trollinger on the left wing. Skips it over to Nash right side. Inside to Aiden Boyer. Faces up through 3 defenders. Will kick it back out to Nash. Hunter left side. He traveled with it, and we're going the other way. Sub will come in for Fredricktown. It's going to be Lane Sykes. He'll check in for Dawson Buford. 33-26 this score, and a little bit slow right now as they inbound Andrew Starkey in the backcourt. 5:58 to play here in the third quarter. Dragons still leading by 7. Anthony Nash playing some tight-nosed defense on Andrew Starkey, who will pass off to Matthew Starkey. Top of the key, it goes to Sykes. Sykes looks around, looks to the left wing, and will pass it off to Nate Miller now. Back top of the key goes to Matthew Starkey. Finds Sykes again on the right side. Drives in right baseline, a jump shot. Turns around, pass it back out, Miller. Matthew Starkey, top of the key, will move it left wing into the hands of Andrew Starkey. Andrew over to Matthew, top of the key. Right side it goes to Miller. Miller surveys, looking inside, can't find anything. We'll find Donahue. Donahue off to Matthew Starkey. Drives in left baseline, turnaround jumper, no good. Rebounded by St. John, and here we go the other way. Trollinger, top of the key. Fake pass to the right. Puts up a shot. Got the foul, but couldn't get the shot to go. And he'll be at the line for 2 of them. Really good fake pass to the corner to Hunter, who is the three-point shooter in that right corner. Kind of threw one defender off. Foul called on Colby Donahue. That's already his 4th foul. At the line is going to be Logan Trollinger, who is 61% free throw shooter. First one is good for Trollinger, and those are his first points of the ball game so far. Logan Trollinger came into this one averaging about 8 points a contest. The senior standing at 5'7". Second one on the way, good as well. 2 of 2 from the stripe that time. And a whistle. And I think they want to make sure that Donahue actually has 4 fouls. So they're going to check with the scores table, the official score, and then the score on the bench as well. They just want to make sure Donahue has 4 fouls, I believe. That's what they're talking about right now at the scores table, and I think they're going to keep him with 4, and that is the case. So Colby Donahue with 4 fouls is going to come out of the ball game yet again. He picked up his 3rd one early on in the second quarter, had to come out for a little while. So Hunter Hennon going to come back in here for Fredricktown. Full court pressure for St. John as they lead it by 9 now, 35-26. Almost forced a turnover. And then a travel is called as it was poked away. Matthew Starkey ran to get it in the corner, shuffled his feet, and St. John going to have it on the far sideline in front of the St. John student section. Trollinger will have it, top of the key for the Dragons. In the middle of the lane, it goes to Boyer. Puts up the 15-footer and knocks it down. Aiden Boyer is true from 15. He's got 6 points. It's 37-26 with under 5 to play in the third. Sykes comes across the timeline, will hand off Matthew Starkey. Double comes to him. He picks up his dribble, will pass it back to Sykes on the left side. Sykes, top of the key, will hand it off to Andrew Starkey. Asking for a screen, drives to the left side, looking down low, being hounded by Nash. Throws into the high post for Matthew. Matthew faces up, kicking it back out for a back cut for Nate Miller, who spins around, spins into another defender, puts up a shot, a whistle, and a travel. And he made the shot. Unfortunately for Fredricktown, the travel was called. 37-26, it's an 11-point lead for the Dragons and kind of in the danger zone, you could say, for Fredricktown. 4:25 to play in the third quarter. Hunter on the right wing. Looking down low for Fleeg on the right baseline. Kicks it back out to Nash, reverse it over to Trollinger left wing. Trollinger picks up his dribble, will find Nash again, top of the key, right side it goes to Hunter, fakes the 3, drives into the basket through 2 defenders, no call on the contact, missed the shot, and then Hunter is going to be tagged with the fouls. He tried to reach in and grab the ball and tie it up. So Hunter is tagged with his 3rd foul now. He'll come out of the game. Morgenthaler and Rose going to check in for the Dragons. 37-26 is the score, but the Dragons leading by 11. 4:05 to play here in the third quarter. Sykes in the backcourt will hand it off to Matthew Starkey. And it's poked away by Nash in the backcourt. Picked up by Boyer down low. Pass off to Morgenthaler. Lays it up and in from the right side. Great defense by the Dragons. Turns into 2 more points. Joby Sykes not happy. Takes another timeout. It's a full one. 13-point advantage for the Dragons with 3:52 to play in the third. Another full timeout taken by Fredricktown. They only have 1 timeout left now. 39-26. Coach Sykes is not happy over on the sideline, just screaming at his Black Cats squad in their faces. While he's doing that, we'll thank a few more of our sponsors. Goggins Drilling in Park Hills, Innovative Warehouse in Farmington, Jackson Hewitt, Casey Jenkins in Farmington, JC Dental Creations in Potosi, Keen Performance in Bonne Terre, Marler's Towing in Park Hills, MFA of St. John, Norman Krumpecker Bail Bonds in Potosi, and DeSoto Electrical in DeSoto. We got a lot of basketball going on tonight and going on right now over on KREI. Mac is taking on Moberly, and I believe the men's game should be going on right about now. At least it should be getting close to starting on the men's side. Women's game should be wrapping up if it's not already done. Over on J98, Potosi taking on Central, which is the other side of this semifinal. Class 4 District 2 semifinals. Potosi at Central is a 1-point game at the half, so that one pretty interesting. And the winner of that will face the winner of this game, which, if it would end right now, would be St. Gen, but only a 13-point lead, and we'll see if Coach Sykes' passionate stand there to his team will fire him up a little bit. And then we also have a game going over on KJEF on the girls' side. Class 5 District 2, Festus is at North County. So a lot of basketball going on tonight. 39-26 as the Dragon students getting into it on the far sideline. Fredricktown comes across the timeline, down by 13 with 3:42 to play in the third. Skips it all the way over to Andrew Starkey on the left wing. Starkey bringing it back towards the tap. The key will cross over, pull up, pass off to Nate Miller. Miller spins around, pass it back out to Sykes. Thought about taking the three, drives in, kick it over to Andrew Starkey. Doesn't take the three, takes a step to his left, now takes it. That one's a little deep. Rebound fought for, picked up by Fredricktown, goes up and puts it back in. It's Hunter Hennon. So Hennon finds his first 2 points of the ball game, and Fredricktown desperately needed some. 39-28. St. Gen with the ball. Nash, right side, it goes to Morgenthaler. Back to Nash, top the key. Morgenthaler will find it again on the right side. Over to Trollinger now on the left wing as they'll try it there. As Fredricktown, a little bit of a zone look here. Looks like a 3-2, possibly a laid back 2-3. Kick it out to Nash. He'll try a three. That one way too deep, but it's picked up by St. Gen. Morgenthaler tries a triple. That one's off the mark, and Boyer the rebound. Boyer kicks it over to Trollinger. Back to Nash in the deep right corner. Trollinger top of the key. Looking inside, couldn't find Boyer, and Trollinger will find it again. I'll tell you what, this St. Gen team, they pass the ball very, very well. Now, the shots don't go down as much as they would like sometimes, but they pass it really well. And there's another pass down low to Aiden Boyer from the left baseline to the block, and Boyer's the beneficiary of another good pass. He's got 8 points, 41-28. Fredricktown back with it. Nate Miller on the top of the key with 2:15 to play in the third. Down low it goes on the left baseline to Matthew Starkey. Matthew backing down. Aiden Boyer puts up a little turnaround jumper. Can't get it to fall. Boyer the rebound and outlets it to Trollinger. Trollinger will push the pace a little bit for the Dragons on the top of the key. Good pass inside to Boyer. Backs down his defender. Goes up with the shot. Couldn't get it. Got his own rebound. Goes back up again and goes in with it. Aiden Boyer knocks it down on the putback attempt. He's got 10 points. Third Dragon into double figures. It's 43-28. 15-point advantage now for St. Gen. Matthew Starkey left wing, moves it to the right side for Sykes. Sykes drives in on the top of the key. Looking for a back cut from one of his teammates. Couldn't get it there. Now Nate Miller, good pass off to Hennon again, and Hennon is able to knock it down. Hunter Hennon with 4 points now on back-to-back possessions. Makes it 43-30 with 1:20 to play in the third. It's a 2-3 zone on defense for the Black Cats. Top of the key goes to Trollinger. On the right side, Nash. Right baseline, it goes to Rose. They're trying to get it inside to Boyer. Can't get it there. Trollinger tries a three. That one no good. Picked up by Matthew Starkey. Outlets it to Andrew. Andrew crossover left wing behind the back. Picks up his dribble. Lost the handle on it. It's loose, out of bounds, and it's going back to St. Gen. Coach Joby Sykes having a few words for Andrew Starkey. And you got to remember, Andrew Starkey, just a sophomore for this Fredricktown team. It's really a relatively young Fredricktown squad. Nate Miller's a senior. Dawson Buford's a senior. Those are the only two senior starters. Then you have Andrew Starkey, Matthew Starkey, and Colby Donahue. And we haven't even seen Malachi Kyle off the bench, but he is a senior as well. Under a minute to play. Rudy Fleeg down low, lost the handle on it, but it's picked up by O'Brien. Kicked out to Morgenthaler. O'Brien will have it on the right wing, looking inside for Fleeg. He finds it. 4 defenders come to him. He spins out of it, goes up with it, and lays it in with the right hand. Fleeg up to 14 points now, 45-32. Dragons up by 13. 30 seconds to play in the third. Here's Matthew Starkey with it for the Black Cats. Andrew got left open, lets it fly. That one's too short, and the rebound is there for the Dragons as Ricky Hunter has it. Coach Rob Coleman telling him to slow it down a little bit. 15 seconds to play here in the quarter. 10 seconds now for the Dragons, up by 13, setting up a play. 7 seconds. Hunter drives it to the right side. Down low Fleeg. Kick out to Morgenthaler. 3 ball. Got it to go at the buzzer. What a play drawn up and what a play run. Morgenthaler knocks down another triple, and St. Gen leads it 48-32. The end of 3 quarters here, and St. Gen feeling it after 3. Morgenthaler knocks down another triple. He's up to 16 points on the ball game so far. They've got 3 different guys in double figures now. As Boyer got into the double figures, he's got 10, 14 for Fleet, 16 for Morgenthaler, 3 for Hunter, and 2 for Trollinger, 3 for Rose as well. On the other side, they only had, check that, I missed the 2 somewhere for Fredricktown, but I had Hennon down for 4 points in that quarter there. I missed a 2 somewhere else. I don't quite remember who that was scored by, but they only scored 6 points in that quarter. Great defensive presence shown out of the half by St. Gen as they put up 17 points of their own. So outscored them 17-6 in that third quarter, and that brings us to our score of 48-32 here as we start out the fourth. So St. Gen looked like they might have been on upset watch for a while, but have quickly dispelled any notion of that as we get ready for the fourth quarter here. So 8 minutes on the clock. Fredricktown will start out with the ball. They're down by 16, not insurmountable, but they're going to need a huge quarter here, and they're going to have to go quickly and get some stops. Sykes on the top of the key will have the ball. He'll hold it above his head. Looking right side, crosses over, drives into the basket, got bumped. He got the call, and he made the basket. Now he's going to go to the line for 1 shot. Well, it was a little bit late of a call. I do believe it was a foul, but decided to wait and see. They call a foul on Rose, and that's going to send Lane Sykes to the line for 1 shot. So Sykes knocks down 1 field goal. He'll have the free throw here. Lets it fly on the first attempt. That one a little too short and no good. 48-34, a 14-point advantage for the Dragons. O'Brien brings the ball up for St. Gen. Asking for a screen, going to the right side for Hunter. It's man-to-man look on defense now for the Black Cats rather than the 2-3 that they are running in the third quarter. Here's Fleek. He'll take a 3. That one a little short. And Fredricktown the rebound. Coach Coleman not too happy about that one. Wasn't quite in the flow of the offense. Andrew Starkey puts up a 15-foot jumper. Got it to go. Well, that's how you wanted to start out the fourth quarter. It's within 12 points now, 48-36. 7:10 to play in the fourth. Hunter at the other end, a little runner, and that's a travel. A turnover by St. Gen, and a couple of subs will come back in. Matthew Starkey going to check in for Fredricktown, and then Boyer and Trollinger in for St. Gen. So a turnover by Ricky Hunter. He's struggled a little bit in tonight's contest. He's averaging 14 points a ball game, but he's only got a triple right now. Here's Andrew Starkey at the other end. He'll try a 3. That one a little too deep, and going up there and skying for the rebound is the 5'7" Trollinger. He comes down with it. Trollinger at the other end. Comes to a jump stop, looking for a pass. Will find Morgenthaler. He'll try another. Couldn't get it to fall that time. And rebounded by Buford in the corner. And they're going to say it was last touched by Trollinger and out of bounds. So Fredricktown going to keep it on the end line, and they'll have to go the full length of the court, but that'll give St. Gen some time to set up their full court pressure. So score 48-36. It was a 16-point advantage to start out this quarter, and Fredricktown came out and knocked down a couple of shots to cut it to 12. But now some tight-nosed defense by Trollinger out near half court. Almost turned over, and now it is. Dragons out front. Here's Morgenthaler. Goes up. He can't get the finish. Rebound loose, out of bounds, and it's going to stay with St. Gen underneath the basket. Morgenthaler was out front, had a lot of speed. He also had Andrew Starkey in pursuit. Kind of altered the shot a little bit. Wasn't able to finish. Goes out of bounds, and St. Gen going to keep it. Nash to take it out for the Dragons. Inbound to Boyer. He got held, and he's going to be going to the line for 2 shots. Really nice job by Aiden Boyer to even get the shot up there. Foul going to be called on Matthew Starkey. That is going to be his first foul. And just the second team foul, make that third team foul here in the second half. Aiden Boyer at the line, trying for a couple of free throws. First one is good for the sophomore. Aiden Boyer mentioned it. 6'1" sophomore, also a quarterback for the football team. Got 11 points right now, going to try to make it 12. Second one on the way, and he knocks it down. Free throws brought to you by Serenity Hospice. Peace of mind when it matters most. Visit their website, Serenity Hospice Care, Org. 50-36 is the score. Starkey at the other end rises up and knocks one down again. He's starting to come alive a little bit here, and he's into double figures with 11 now. Could possibly be 13, but forgot who got the other 2 points in the third quarter. 6:05 to play. 50-38 the score. St. John up by 12. Right side it goes to Morgenthaler on the wing. Looking around, tap the key off to Boyer. Thought about the three for a second. Moves it over to Nash. Now on the left block to Morgenthaler. Kick it back out to Nash on the wing. Right side to Trollinger, looking around. Rips the ball to his right, drives right baseline. Looking for a shot, puts it up through some contact. Couldn't get it to fall, and Fredricktown the rebound, and then turned right back over as they tried to outlet it to Andrew Starkey. Threw it way past him and out of bounds. Fortunate for St. John, because it would have been a run out for Andrew Starkey, and it would have made it a 10-point ball game with 5:39 to play. That could be a turning point in this one. So Aiden Boyer will take it out. They'll inbound to Anthony Nash. Right side it goes to Trollinger for St. John. Top the key to Boyer, all the way over the top for Fleeg. He beat his man, sealed him off, got the foul, and lays it in with the right hand. Rudy Fleeg up to 16 points, and he'll have a chance to make it 17 at the line. Going to be tough to choose our Applebee's of Farmington player of the game. Rudy Fleeg's been phenomenal. Aiden Boyer really good. And, well, Blake Morgenthaler, he's also got 16 points. And that's the 5th foul on Donahue, so he's going to have to check out, and that is going to bring in Couch, Jerry Couch for Fredricktown. Fleeg knocks down the free throw. He's got 17 points. Back to a 15-point lead for the Dragons, 53-38. Nate Miller comes across the timeline. On the right wing, will pass off to Starkey. He's going to try another triple. Got it to go from the right side. Andrew Starkey from downtown. He's not ready for the season to end. It's 53-41. Trollinger on the left wing. 5 minutes and counting here in the fourth quarter. Nash on the right wing. Tap the key, goes to Fleeg. Thought about taking the shot. Will pass off Trollinger. Trollinger on the right wing, backing down a defender, looking for Fleeg in the post. He gets it into him, backs him down, puts up a shot. Got it to go again. Rudy Fleeg is putting on a clinic. 19 points for the junior. 4:43 to play here in the game. Andrew Starkey at the other end. Skips it over to Miller on the left side. Doesn't take the three. A shot fake. Looking down low for Couch. Can't get it to him. Miller now on the left baseline. Got some contact. Goes up with a shot and gets fouled. And he's going to be at the line for 2 shots. Now going to be called on the Dragons. Is going to go on Rudy Fleeg. That is going to be his 2nd foul and the team's 3rd foul of this half with 4:34 to play. Nate Miller at the line for the Black Cats. Knocks down the first. He hadn't scored yet in this second half until that free throw right there. Second one good as well for Nate Miller. He's got 11 points now. He's also into double figures, and it's 55-43. So again, just a 12-point lead for the Dragons. Some three-quarter court pressure shown, and a kick by Miller. It's a little bit of a stretched out 3-2 zone look defensively for Fredricktown. They're not going to go away quietly, that's for sure. 55-43, 4:22 to play in the game. Into the corner goes to O'Brien. He spots up a triple. That one in and out, no good. Rebound tipped out by Boyer and picked up by St. John. Hunter on the right wing. Throws it off to Nash between the circles. Top of the key, looking inside for Boyer. Good pass to O'Brien. He lays it up and in from the left side. Great cut from the outside all the way to the block for O'Brien, and he lays it in. 57-43, 14-point advantage for St. John. Andrew Starkey finds the ball out near half court. A step-back jumper from the left wing. That one no good, a little bit short. Fleeg skies for the rebound, and he gets rooted out. And they're going to call a foul on Fredricktown, and they're going to call a foul on Jerry Couch. So Couch picks up his first. Sub coming for Fredricktown is going to be Dawson Buford. Andrew Starkey going to check out for the time being. 3:47 to play. Got to think they got to get him back in there pretty quickly because they're still down by 14. So Couch picks up the first foul. That's just the 5th team foul on Fredricktown with 3:42 to play. Down low goes to Fleeg. Mishandled it. Got a little too deep. He'll throw it back out to O'Brien. Trollinger between the circles. Looking right side to O'Brien. O'Brien. Boyer in the high post. He'll put up the 15-foot jump shot. Couldn't get it to go. Great box out by Fredricktown. They come up with a rebound. Sykes will bring it up for the Black Cats on the right side as he comes across the timeline. Kicks it out to Buford. Top of the key will pass off to Nate Miller. Miller, crossover, drives in, spins around, puts up a little runner. Got it to go high off the glass. Nate Miller starting to come alive a little bit in the fourth quarter. It's 57-45. Miller up to 13 points in the ball game with 3 minutes to play. Dragons with the ball. Trollinger on the right side. Finds Boyer between the circles. Goes past his initial defender. Pass off Trollinger. Shot fake. Handoff. Fleeg lays it up and in. Great pass from Trollinger. You know what? He doesn't need his points. He finds points for everyone else. And Fleeg has been the benefactor of that one pretty much all night long. He's got 21. Crossover Miller inside to the brick wall of Fleeg. Great straight up defense. Blocked away by Fleeg and they call a foul. Wow. That looked pretty clean from Rudy Fleeg. Foul is called, though, and it's going to send Dawson Buford to the line. So Fleeg going to pick up his third foul with 2:38 to play. 59-45 the score. These free throws are going to prove huge in the latter part of this game with 2:38 to play. Buford at the line. In and out. That one went halfway down and came back out. No good. So Andrew Starkey checks in for Couch. Starkey back in there with Matthew Starkey, Buford, Sykes, and Miller. Those are the 5 for Fredricktown. Second free throw way short. That one no good from Buford as well. Dragons have Boyer, Trollinger, Nash, O'Brien, and Fleeg on the court for them with 2:29 to play and leading by 14. Nash on the right wing looking down low. Top of the key, it goes to Fleeg. He throws over the top for Boyer. Backs down his defender. Left-handed layup is good. Hayden Boyer is up to 14 points, 61-45. Dragons lead it. They can start to feel it, a chance for a district championship on Wednesday. Miller inside, kicks it out to Sykes in the left corner. Back out Miller. He'll try a three from the top of the key. That one a little too short. Rebound loose and picked up by St. Gen. 1:59 to play in the ball game at 61-45. St. Gen leading by 16. Nash on the right side will pass off to O'Brien in the wing. He'll get it down low to Boyer. Defender comes to him, backs him down, puts up the shot, off the glass and good again. And Boyer and Rudy Fleeg have been absolutely abusing the post defenders down low for the Black Cats. It's 63-45. Sykes tries a triple. That one no good. Nash the rebound. St. Gen out in front. Fleeg's there, lays it up and in. Looks like he might have jammed his knee a little bit, and they're going to slow the play. Except actually, they're going to call a timeout. Does Fredricktown. As Fleeg lays it up and in again. He's got 23 points in the ball game, and got to think they're just going to take him out for the remaining time. 1:24 to play. It's ballooned out to a 20-point lead for St. Gen, 65-45. So the winner of this game most likely going to be St. Gen. They're going to move on to the championship. That'll be on Wednesday. And over on the other semifinal, still a close one. At the end of 3, it was 52-47. Central up by 5. And so Central still in the lead over there, but we'll wait and see if Potosi can put on a little bit of a charge on the other semifinal. The winner of that game would meet St. Gen in the championship. That would be here in St. Genevieve, and you can listen to that one on Wednesday, and you'll listen to it on J98. So right now you're listening to the MIMO Info Sports Stream. Don't forget, we'll have our Home Pools and Spas post-game show coming up after this one, and usually we pick out our 2-dribble basketball play of the game. We will still do that, but we usually bring you a highlight. That one, we're going to be unable to do so, but we'll still bring you our play of the game. Right now, it's going to be tough to choose from. Rudy Fleeg might have both the play of the game and the player of the game. We'll have to wait and see. 65-45, 1:24 to play out of the timeout. Fredricktown with the ball. You're going to have to go the full length of the court. They throw it into Sykes as St. Gen has brought on a few of their Chayton Lees into the game. Another one of those seniors. Doesn't get to play a ton, but he's in right now. Here's Andrew Starkey down low, driving to the basket. Can't get it to fall. Matthew Starkey, the offensive rebound, back up and in. Those are his first points of this second half. He's got 7. Nash will have it now across the timeline for St. Gen with under a minute to play. In the middle of the lane, bounces it off to Lee. That one went off of Fredricktown last, and it's going to stay with St. Gen underneath the baskets. A couple of subs coming in for Fredricktown. Josiah White, as well as Robinson. So White, Robinson, and Hennon going to come in for Fredricktown, and they're going to empty the bench for St. Jen as well with 56 seconds to play. We're getting Carter Klump. Gonna throw Boate out there. And I believe Nick Plady may have come on. Where's he at? I don't think he did. We're going to keep most of the seniors out there for right now. Here's Landon Rose down low. A little too strong off the glass. Out of bounds. It's going to stay with St. Jen underneath the basket. 65-47 the score. St. Jen leading by 18 with 51 seconds to play. St. Jen inbound to Rose off the Klump. He'll put up the little jumper. He got it to go. Carter Klump knocks it down from 14 feet. And the score balloons out to a 20-point lead again, 67-47. 38 seconds to play. Fredricktown with the ball. Top of the key, looking around. Black Cats trying to pass off. It's stolen away by St. Jen. Out in front is Chayton Lee. Lee lays it up. Can't get the finish. Rebound fought for. Still loose. And a jump ball thrown down. Hunter Hennon and Landon Rose going for it. Hennon just kind of tosses him to the ground. It's a tied possession and a jump ball as Jerry Couch going to check back in for Fredricktown. And a standing ovation for Nate Miller and Dawson Buford. Miller is senior, Buford as well. And we'll talk with head coach Joey Sykes after the game about those two. Pushed down low on Josiah White, and a little bit of a smirk after that one, as a little bit of a hard shove from Josiah White down low on Chayton Lee. Chayton Lee going to be going to the line. So, well, hey, Josiah White, he wants to get into the stat sheet. He does right there with that foul. That's going to send Chayton Lee to the line. So really a chance for Lee to put some points on the board. Instead, they didn't call it on the shot. They called it on the ground, so no free throws coming, as it was only the 16th foul. Here's a three ball coming out for St. Jen, and that one goes down. Boate knocks down the triple. 70-47 now. On the right side, poked away by St. Jen. Out in front is Boate again. Goes up, lays it in with the left hand. And there's the buzzer. St. Jen wins it 72-47. They pull away late and win it big by 25. St. Jen 72-47. They'll move on to the championship, which they will host here in St. Genevieve. So final score, 72-47. They'll play the winner of Potosi and Central, and I'll try to keep you updated on that one. There's still no update on that one over in Central. Again, you can listen to that over on J98. So 72-47, the final score of this one. Going to take another short break, and then we'll bring it back for our Home Pools and Spas post-game show right here on the MyMo Info Sports Stream. Welcome back here on the Home Pools and Spas post-game show. St. Gen wins the semifinal as they are the number 1 seed over number 4 Fredricktown, 72-47 the final score, and it was a little bit of a slow start for St. Gen. They came out in the second half, turned up the defensive pressure really in the third quarter, only allowed Fredricktown to score 6 points in that third quarter, and were able to get the job done in the end, 72-47. Our leading scorer tonight was Rudy Fleeg, 23 points. And it's going to be fun to hear what head coach Rob Cohen has to say about that, because that is exactly who he said he wanted to step up in this game, and that's who he got to do it. So we'll have head coach Coleman join us here on our Home Pools and Spas post-game show. Coach Coleman, appreciate you joining us here on the post-game show. And first off, I just want to talk about Rudy Fleeg. You mentioned it before the game. You wanted to see one player step up. It was him, and man, did he have a whale of a game tonight with 23 points.
Yeah, he like I said, he's done spurts. This is obviously I think his best game. But and he has that ability to be that physical and that tough, and we've seen it all the time. When he wants to do it, he can. He's just got to put his mind to it. And when our guys kept feeding him too, once they realized that's what the way he was going to play.
Well, he did. He was named our Applebee's of Farmington Player of the Game, so congratulations to him. And I mean, we talked about it too. It kind of comes down on your guards of getting them the ball. And man, did they pass the ball well in this game? And we'll talk about the defense, but I thought the passing was tremendous in this one.
Yeah, it took us a little bit. I thought the first quarter, at least halfway, the first part of the first quarter, we were settled on 1 or 2 passes, just shooting a 3. And I told our guard, hey, we got to swing the ball. We got to attack it off the dribble. When Logan Trollinger starts attacking off the dribble and creating, we're really good. We've got Blake, Morgan Thaler. They can shoot it. Not that Logan can't knock down a 3. He can. And Ricky Hunter didn't have his best night, but he can shoot it. When Logan gets going, that creates a lot of openings.
Well, back in the first quarter, Blake was kind of your saving grace in that first quarter. It was a slow start for you guys. You mentioned it. In Fredricktown, they came out with a lot of juice, and we have a new one. It's called our 2-dribble basketball play of the game. I'm going to give those 3 threes our play of the game. That really kind of kept you guys in it, so he's going to win that tonight for us. So we got 2 awards for him, but Blake is going to win that one. But let's talk about him a little bit. Obviously, it wasn't just the first quarter for him. He did it throughout the game as well. Knocked down those 3 triples, which really kept you guys in it, and then you guys were finally able to get going, but he had a huge one tonight.
Yeah, he's had some games where he's done that. I can remember that. I think the Park Hills game, he kind of carried us in the first half, and so he's been starting to play a little more. We've kind of shrunk our rotation a little bit, which I think has helped him. Earlier in the season, or almost 3/4 of the way through the season, I was playing 10 guys, almost all 12 at some point. And I think that was struggled Blake a little bit, not getting as much time as he needs. And unfortunately, shooters need that. They need to be out on the floor. They need to be able to get their shots up. And so I think that's helped him as coming towards the end, we squeezed our rotation.
Well, you guys had 3 different guys scoring double figures with Boyer, Fleeg, and then Morgan Thaler, like we just talked about. And your leading scorer didn't even score that many. And you mentioned it, Ricky Hunter, he had 3 points tonight. And how nice is that, though, to have 3 guys scoring double figures and then still not even have your leading scorer play that well?
Yeah, well, we've talked about that. That's our depth, and we believe that, that's what we have. And there's a lot of guys that didn't even get off, got in late, but that we believe can contribute. We believe that's the thing. I mean, I think Ricky maybe averages 14. Even Logan Trollinger, our 3rd leading scorer, averages 9. But, Rudy's at 8 or 9, and some other guys are 6 or 7. And so we believe that's a strength. We've preached it as much as possible that, not everybody's going to get as much playing time as they want. But at any given night, we feel like we've got the guys. If one guy's off, the rest of them can pick them up. And I hope that proves it. And Ricky's just he's a heck of a player. Ricky's he's his own worst enemy, too, because he's so hard on himself. He believes he should make every shot. And you like that in a kid. But at the same time, sometimes that's a little detrimental.
Well, let's talk about the defensive intensity a little bit. It really turned it up to start out that second half. You only gave up 6 points in the third quarter, and that was pretty much the turning point of the game. You mentioned it. You guys have hung your hat on playing good defense all year long. First half wasn't bad, but really turned it up in the second half.
Yeah, give Fredricktown, they hit a lot of shots early. I told our guys, hey, we took a good punch there from them, and we handled that. But I didn't think, especially Anthony Nash, I thought Nash was a little too conservative in the first half playing defense, on their point guard. And I said, hey, you bring our defense. He does. When he's not on the floor, usually we struggle to have that tempo on the defensive end and that intensity. And I thought he did a really good job in the second half, creating some turnovers, and just bringing a lot more pressure. And then I thought, again, Logan Trollinger at times when he keeps guys in front, he's got a really good drag hand, when he doesn't start lunging. But again, I think Nash was the guy that kind of turned that in halftime.
Well, it seems like, especially as the game went on, it turned out to be a really nice game for you guys, both defensively, offensively. Been trying to update to see if we've got an updated score on that Central game yet. Last check, it was a 5-point lead for Central at the end of 3, but taking on Potosi, Potosi, they can fill it up a little bit.
Yeah.
You'll be playing the winner of that one here on Wednesday, so going to be another tough one, another MAAA opponent, and those two teams, they can light it up, both of them. They've got some talented players. When you get ready for them, what are you guys going to be working on in practice tomorrow?
Well, we'll get some shots up, with only one practice in between, especially how hard our guys work tonight, and you want them to be fresh. So, try not to kill them. But to us, we do defense. That's our focus every day, and that's going to be no different tomorrow.
All right, cool. Well, Coach, I think that's all we got for you. Congratulations on the win tonight. We'll be here again on Wednesday, and good luck on Wednesday then.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That's head coach Rob Coleman with the St. Genevieve Dragons here on the Home Pools and Spas post-game show, and we'll stick around for just a little bit, see if head coach Joby Sykes is around here, and might wait on him for a little. I can't quite tell if he is. If not, we'll just kind of end this one, but we'll go through this game a little bit. A great conversation with head coach Rob Coleman there, and a tremendous game from them. They were playing some really good basketball. We mentioned it. They started the season 5-5, and ever since then, now 11-3. Kind of since that break, since the Central Christmas tournament, and just got the updated score, of course, as coach heads on out. Central wins it 71-59, so it sets up for a championship game of Central and St. Gen here in St. Gen on Wednesday. You can listen to that on J98, so that one will be a fun one. Let's see if I can find their earlier matchups this season. St. Gen took on Central's JV squad in the Central Christmas tournament, and, they won that one. Let's see. Did they play Central? They did. They played at Central back on February 2nd. They only won by 2, 75-73, so a big win for St. Gen, and you got to think the Rebels are going to be looking to turn that one around, and this is a very, very young Rebels squad, but they've got some really talented players on it. It'll be interesting to see how that game goes down. You can listen to Brandon Pavlina on that one coming up on Wednesday. So the final score of this one, 72-47. Our Applebee's of Farmington player of the game, Rudy Fleeg, with 23 points in our Two Dribble Basketball play of the game, brought to you by Two Dribble Basketball. If you're ready to be the best player you can possibly be, call Jacob Hedgecourt with Two Dribble Basketball at 573-315-8071. That play of the game was brought to you by Blake Morgenthaler. Back in the first quarter, he hit 3 triples, kept the Dragons in the game, and eventually was able to turn the corner for them as well. So the Dragons win this one 72-47. They move on to the championship in the Class 4 District 2 tournament, and we'll have coverage of that coming up on Wednesday. Speaking of coverage, let's check out some of the other games we got coming up tomorrow. And on the boys basketball side, it's all boys basketball tomorrow evening. Class 5 District 2 semifinals. DeSoto is at North County. You can listen to that on J98. And Festus is at Farmington on KREI and KJEF. Both of those start at 5:45. And then I get the trip on down to Annapolis. Number 1 South Iron taking on number 5 Chadwick in the Class 1 sectionals. You can listen to that right here on the MIMO Info Sports stream starting at 5:45. Going to be a fun game. We had a fun one tonight. But the Dragons, they're happy. They're moving on to the championship. 72-47. Their record improves to 16-8. The Black Cats fall and finish their season at 11-13. That's going to do it for us here from St. Gen. For Connor Mooney back in the J98 studios, I'm Jacob Vincent saying so long from St. Gen.